and welcome to One Car Wood Shop. So today we're going to be working on a coffee organizer for the coffee area in our kitchen. My wife and I drink a lot of coffee, and by that I mean that I make a lot of coffee and I drink most of it. But anyway, we're trying to keep the kitchen a little more organized. So I've got some offcuts from a previous project, some really nice hard maple and some cherry. So we're going to mill that up and put it together and finish it. And it should be a really quick little one-day project. So let's get started.
All right, so right up front here, I just want to apologize for the fluorescent flicker in the lights. I'll get that solved in the future. I've got one of those portable job site table saws, which are cheap and they get the job done, but it's so hard to keep things square. Sometimes the fence will be almost a quarter inch out when you secure it if you're not careful. These are S3S boards, which means you gotta trim the rough side off of one side to get everything square. Here I'm just drawing some registration lines so I can make sure that I realign everything during glue up. This is the cherry that's going to become the vertical organizing panels. In an ideal world with a bigger shop, I'd have a bandsaw, but no luxury here. When I need to resaw a board, I have to get as far the way through as I can with the table saw and then flip the board over. It can be really hard to get this correct and sometimes ends up in a lot of planing, but in this case it worked pretty well.
Always on my mind. Don't you know you're not alone? Won't you come into my life, into my life? Don't you know you're not alone? Won't you come into my life, into my life?
I think clamps are going on the Christmas list this year. If you need to use clamping cauls, packing tape does an awesome job of keeping wood glue from sticking. It's super helpful when you're trying to glue up panels flat.
It's a state of mind to be in the moment. Step out of line into your heart. Don't you waste your time, just give it over. I want you come into my life, into my life.
Time to set up the dado stack. The setup process for these things can sometimes take a while, but it's really nice when you get the cut correct because everything just slots into place and it's super repeatable. I'm using a sanding disc here to clean up some of the glue because I ran out of fine grit sandpaper. So, quick trip to the hardware store. It's really nice to break out the plane when I get a chance. Here I'm just trimming down the base to be the same exact width as those vertical dividers. Time to move on to assembly and finish. So I'm using Watco Danish oil here to bring out some of the depth in the grain. And that's going to be followed by a poly layer for water resistance, since this is going to be, on a counter in a coffee area. You can see here I'm only applying oil to the top portion of these vertical dividers, and that's because I want the glue to stick later when I go to assemble everything. Finally, I'm applying this layer of polyacrylic to make everything more durable. It's a matte finish, which is nice because I'm not really a big fan of those high gloss, sort of plasticky looking finishes. Normally I love to just use Danish oil itself, but in a kitchen context I figured this made a little more sense.
That about does it. thanks for watching this one. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe One Car Woodshop, and I'll see you again.